182 games, 147 goals. Boro's 6th top scorer. It's Slaven Live. Message, call or WhatsApp. Have your say. 0330 043 2002. On DAB radio, smart speaker, YouTube, Facebook Live, apps and online. It's Slaven Live.
Hi, I'm Bernie Slaven, and tonight I'm making my debut for Red Radio. I'm excited. For the younger viewer watching, and who are thinking, who's this guy? I came to Middlesbrough 85-86 season, went on to play 382 games. I was fortunate enough to score 147 goals. After my career finished, I went on to do radio. Dave originally started at Dave Roberts along with Ali Brownlee, God rest him. And then me and Ali went on to do over 500 games. Travelled all around Europe. It was an absolute dream. It was a great time being a Boro fan. So, and then we won a New York Radio Award, and then 3 months later we lost the commentary. And that was the end of that. So, you won an award in New York, you think, hey, we're doing the business here, and then you lose the commentary. And that was it. Radio over, Ali went elsewhere, and I carried on doing what I was doing. If you want to get involved, I've got the number here because obviously I'm new to it. 0330 043 2002. If you want to get involved, or message me on Facebook or YouTube. Teesside and Proud. But yeah, listen, as Boro fans, it's obviously Boro fans that's watching this. Being a Boro fan hasn't been easy recently. Saturday, I went to the Riverside thinking, we'll put in a shift, but the last couple of games, Rotherham at home was majorly disappointing. Worst team in the league, and we huffed and puffed and got a draw. Then Sunderland were winning. We thought we were going to get all 3 points, and lo and behold, they score a goal. And then on Saturday gone, Bristol come to the Riverside, we're 3 points above them going into the game. A few people were saying before the game in the lounges and at the Riverside, I tell you what, they're a bogey team. Well, I've never looked into the past, I just thought 3 points above them and hopefully we get a result. But I have to be honest and ruthless in my assessment. The first half was was simply not good enough. I used the word woeful. It was. We couldn't pass the ball, we couldn't defend, we lost 2 goals. It could have quite easily been 4. And that's not exaggerating. We could have scored 1. Young Hackney got a ball, stuck in between his feet early doors. But the second half we came out a better team, more revitalised. We were up for it. Must have got a rollick in at half time, and rightly so. I'm sure Carrick being super cool, even he lost his cool. We scored a goal 92nd minute. Was it Silvera? It was a nothing goal. We're never going to win it. So 3 points down the River Tees. Majorly disappointing, majorly frustrating. But this is the things that happen when you let players go and you don't bring players in. Eventually, it sieves through the players, the team. If I'm Dale Fry, Boro lad, signed a new contract last year, looking at the forwards thinking, where's our forwards? Everybody's disappearing round about us. Do you know what I mean? Right, where's this caller? Where are we looking? There's that much stuff going on. Callers. Dan the man. Dan, good evening, Dan.
Good evening. Good to hear you on the Red, Bernie.
Thank you, Dan. It's, I've made the trip, made the journey, and I'm up for it. Come on, Dan.
My question for you is, do you think not signing a striker in January shows a lack of ambition from the club?
I can't sit here and lie. Of course it does. There's no statement of intent. I've not got a crystal ball, but I says 3 weeks ago that Rodgers would be sold in the last day of the season. I says that on my social network, and it came true. That's only guess what. Maybe it was sheer coincidence, but I've seen that happening all the way. And when I see us bowing to Matt Crooks saying he wants to go to America, the MLS, I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Your family's important as a father and as a husband, and I totally get that, 100%. Your family comes first before anything. But there's 28,000 Boro fans, and he's got 18 months left in his contract. Why are we bowing and saying, he wants to go, we'll let him go? If you let everybody go that wants to go, you'd end up with a five-a-side team. So Crooks gone was a bit of a shocker. Young Kavanagh gone was a disappointment, and obviously Rodgers gone. I get why the club did it, because the chairman and the chief executive bureau and the hands with the money they're getting in 6 months. We've made about 12, 14 million. That's incredible business for the club as a business point of view, but I'm a fan now, and as a fan, it's not good to me, it's not good to you, it's not good to the team, and it's not good to Michael Carrick, because his name's on the CV. And it's him that'll get the stick, you know? What's your take?
Where do you think the goals?
Sorry?
I was going to say, where do you think the goals are going to come from now?
I think we can all guess. We don't know. I mean, when I look at Latte Laugh and Young Coburn, 10 goals between them in the league. I think I could get 10 now on 20 grand a week. I'm not even laughing. I used to laugh at that. 10 goals in the month of February. I would be hoping to have 19, 20, 21 at this stage of the season. No, if we're bottom of the league, I would be thinking fair enough, but we're looking for trouble, we're inviting trouble, and we're getting it now. And probably that's what we deserve. You can't watch all these players go and bring in players and defensive players with no real... I mean, Azaz has come in, people was writing him off. I wouldn't write the kid off, he's only in the door. He's only played 5 games. But is he going to be a natural scorer? No. Is Latte Laugh, in my opinion? No. I think his touch is heavy. He needs to polish up his touch to progress. When he's throwing goal, he has to put the brakes on and calm down and be cool and pick his spot. Young Coburn's still a young novice who's plying his trade. I think he did very well at the start of the season. I don't think Carrick fancies him because he wanted him to go to Plymouth and it never happened. And then we never get any backup, so he held on to him. But he's injured, Latte Laugh's injured. And letting other strikers go is, well, as I say, there's no intent, and anybody argues with that is off their head. I think that's it, black and white. As simple as that, black or white. There's no intention in the January window.
Yeah, I agree. And another question for you, Bernie. Why do you think Riley McGree didn't start at the weekend?
Do you know what? I do the Legends Lounge at Riverside. I'm in there and I obviously talk to people and they were talking about the team, about McGree on the bench. I'm not a betting man, but I'd have put a bet on that McGree wouldn't start because he's been away. I don't even know if he played every game. I never get involved in the Asian Cup. But I take it with his qualities, he probably played a lot of games. Maybe he just thought, well, edge him in, put him on the bench. If he doesn't play on Wednesday, it'll be criminal. For me, McGree's the best footballer we've got. When I first seen him come out at the Riverside, good left foot, good work ethic, drives forward, scored a wonder goal at Norwich. He can create. He's my type of player. But start of the season when he was fit, he wasn't getting a game. So, and then there was loads of rumours flying about. There's this and that, and I mean I don't deal with rumours, but for McGree not to get in a team like this, then if he's not in on Wednesday, I think there'll be a bit of trouble. Okay, listen, thank you very much for your call, appreciated. Neil, hiya Neil, are you there Neil?
No, Bernie, alright?
Hello Neil, how are you son?
Alright mate, listen, great to have you back on the radio. It's like the good old days again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where we want to get to, innit? We want to give a bit of honesty and forthright views and no sitting the fence and no being in bed with anybody. Just talk football.
Exactly. Well, listen, with that in mind, it's very similar to what Dan said. Do you know what I mean? After Saturday, and listen, everybody on Teesside, we must have all seen that going to happen on Saturday against Bristol.
Yeah.
Look, is it time for Gibbo to hand over the reins? You know what I mean? And maybe, because we seem like after the January transfer window, we never signed anybody. So is it maybe it's time for him to hand it over and someone else come in and take us to the next level?
Well, obviously, I've been asked that for years, right? I know Steve Gibson personally. He's a great guy, he knows about football, but he's a ruthless, hard-nosed businessman. I don't know, and you don't know, and we don't know the financial structure of the football club. That's his business. He owns it. He owns everything about it. He's did magnificent in the past. He's not a billionaire, he's a millionaire. But he's one of the few chairmen up and down the country that knows about the game. When people say to me, will he sell it, should he sell it? I would ask the question, can he sell it? Who would buy it? Who would buy a club in Teesside? And I'm being realistic now. I love it here. And I love the people and I love the work ethic and the fibre and the steel or whatever. But who is going to buy Teesside? A lot of work shut down over the years. Town's on its knees. Totally transformed since I arrived. An airport that's got a couple of planes flying out. Who's going to come here and invest heavily? We're not a big city like Newcastle. So you tell me and then I'll see if I agree with you. But nobody's convinced me yet that anybody would buy it. Raj Singh at Hartlepool. I know Raj. How are they going to sell Hartlepool? Now, if you can't get rid of Hartlepool, Middlesbrough, why are we better than Hartlepool? Different divisions, of course.
Oh, exactly. I know what you're saying. Listen, you're making total sense, you know what I mean?
That's only my opinion.
Do, but no, listen, I know, but it's we're all Boro fans together, and I just think it's just disappointing, you know what I mean? We sort of, we're up there or thereabouts in the league, and we're pushing for possibly a playoff place, and then we just don't do anything in the January transfer market, and it just, it's telling me as a fan, like, look, we're not doing it this year, maybe it's next year, maybe it's the year after, and it's just disappointing, you know what I mean?
I use the word transparency. I honestly think, I've been here long enough, since 86, I've been here for many, many years. I know the mentality of the public. I think if there was more transparency and say, look, we're not going to spend a big deal in the summer gone. We brought 12 players in, didn't spend a lot of money, players we didn't really know, but we got on with it. Some of them have proved their worth, some of them we're questioning. But then it comes to January window, just say, we're not going to really spend a lot here. We're going to keep it for the summer. Or we're not going to be spending a lot in the summer. But a transparency. But I can see, from a business point of view, what Steve Gibson's trying to do. Steve Gibson's ploughed millions of pounds. I don't know who's been responsible. He's trusted other people and spent millions of pounds in donkeys. We don't need to name them. Don Gutley, Rudy Justed, Bamford second time around, Jordan Rhodes, Alves. The list is...
You've only got an hour, Bernie, so you won't be able to name them all, will you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the list is endless. So there must come a time when the chairman goes, you know what, I can't keep trusting these people because I'm blowing millions. Think about it. Think about that money flying out your pocket. I look at both sides. So that's the business side. Now he's thinking, right, new structure. They've did it in Europe for years where they put a director of football. For me, I couldn't work in that environment. I couldn't work with a director of football. A guy that's not played, not managed. What's his qualifications to be a director of football? Speakman at Sunderland. Do you know what happened the last day of Tony Mowbray? Tony Mowbray got a great point down at Millwall. They were still above Middlesbrough at the time. And the lad Speakman, can't remember his first name, not really bothered about his first name. He went into the dressing room, confronted Tony Mowbray and says... And by the way, if this was a secret conversation, but it's not. And Speakman questioned him, why are you doing that and why did you do those tactics? And I've heard through the grapevine, which is an honest grapevine, that Mugger said, well, you get on with it then, you do it. Carrick's head's in the block. The rest of the guys can make major decisions, but Carrick will be the guy that will carry the can and get the chop. Mowbray got the chop. All these guys make decisions and you carry the can. For me,
no, you're not wrong.
No. The days of Brian Clough and Harry Redknapp and Big Sam Allardyce, all these great managers who could manage. That's an art in itself, managing. Karanka, when he was here, was only a coach. He never signed Jordan Rhodes. No chance. Listen, thank you very much for your call, Dave.
Hey, cheers, Bernie.
Cheers, mate. Ibra. Is it Ibra? Mo. It's Mo. Ibra. Hiya, Mo.
How you guys? You all right?
Come on, Mo. What's happening? What's happening in the streets of Middlesbrough?
How are you, Bernie? It's nice to see you on the radio. First chat with you.
Hey, I'm excited. I don't need the blue tablets tonight, I'll tell you. I'm excited.
Yeah, you might be excited, but we're not excited with what's happening at the moment because we sold our best players. We don't replace them. And Michael Carrick, I know definitely isn't happy, but he can't come out and say it because if he ends up doing that, he loses the players.
Yeah, you're right in what you say. Michael Carrick, like most coaches up and down the country, there's very few managers, there's only coaches these days. Michael Carrick's a coach. Michael Carrick cannot come out publicly. When he came out publicly at the end of the transfer window and say he's happy with what he's got, I was biting my tongue thinking, I don't believe that's true. He cannot be happy. No centre forwards. You've got Latif injured, Coburn's out injured, you've got Rodgers out the door, Kavanagh out the door, Crooks has gone to the MLS. What's going on? If I was a coach, I'd be knocking the chairman's door down, the chief exec and the director of football. You'd have to restrain me, you'd have to put me in a straitjacket. I'd be wanting to see them and see what is going on. I'm in front of the cameras and the media telling pokies because of yous. But that's the way it operates now. Let's be fair to the club, Carrick bought into it. He knew what was going to happen. Last year was hunky-dory, sailed through it, brilliant, best football I've seen for a Middlesbrough team since I played. They're probably better than us. This year, frustrating. But
I
yeah,
fully agree with you, Bernie. But there's no plan B at the club, sadly, because we're in a good area. We should have invested something, and I feel sorry for the Middlesbrough fans who come in thousands, supports the club, and each season we always hit zero. I don't know why. And this transfer plan by the club needs to somehow change, because I'm not the fan of it. And I believe Michael Carrick is the right manager.
I'm a fan of Michael Carrick. Yeah, I'm a fan of Michael Carrick. Yeah, definitely.
And his hands are definitely tied. And it will be a shame if he ends up leaving the club at the end of the season, because how long can it continue for, Bernie?
Well, listen, the reality is this is maybe where we are as a football club. We're bobbing along. I've got Boro fans and mates of mine who travel the country, midweek games. They've obviously got jobs and a few quid. They travel the country watching Middlesbrough, and they keep saying to me, don't want to get in the Premier League. You know, we want to win games. And I'm looking at the table thinking, in the Championship, well, do we drop a division or will we beat more games than we'll win this season? You know, surely we need ambition. I've got ambition. I'm passionate. I live in the area. I'm a Boro fan. I tell the truth. People think because you tell the truth, you don't like them. What a load of old tosh and hogwash. You love your kids, you love your family, you tell them the truth. If they're not doing well at school or they need a bit up the backside, you do it. Now, I like to say what I see. Well, I don't like saying what I see, but...
Absolutely bang on, Bernie, and the rest of the fans who are phoning in are saying the same thing. And it's time that Steve Gibson really comes out and tells us what his plan is, because he's always stays quiet. He needs to come out and give us the idea of his plan, because it's not right for Kieran Scott to come out and start doing the talking.
No, but
we need to hear from...
But we're talking about transparency. Fair play to that Kieran Scott. I don't know him. I've seen him. I've never acknowledged him. He's never acknowledged me. That's fine. But he has been on doing... I've seen a few quotes the other week. I read into all the quotes and I just thought, yeah, we could have, we should have, we maybe. It's all hogwash for me. It's just, yeah, it was a PR stint. I mean, if I was interviewing Kieran Scott, I'd say, why are we not spending the money? Have we got problems financially? Were you responsible for bringing in Piero, 5 million quid? Hop, where's he? Where's Hop? He's hopped off somewhere. We've blown a lot of money since this guy's been in as well. But obviously the top boys will be keeping him intact. Anything else, or is that it?
Yeah, that's it, Bernie. I'll let you speak with somebody else, and thank you very much.
Okay, mate. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
What's that? Where are we? Where are we? Is it Bob? Is it Bob?
Bob's the next caller.
Bob's the next.
You can mention Andrew.
Where? Andrew, but I can't see any message on it. It just says Andrew, doesn't it? There's no message at the top. Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. I say it's new show, new tech. This is it. This is live. So Andrew says, great show, Bernie. Listen online, and DAB hasn't got as far as Hartlepool for the Reds yet. I will get there. Don't worry. Hey, you need to start somewhere, don't you? Bob. Right, Bob. Hiya, Bob.
Hey, Bernie. You all right?
Come on, Bob. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Bernie. I just want to... Yeah, I'm. You know, there's a lot of negativity around the club at the moment. That, you know, recently, it was only a couple of weeks ago, there was a lot of positivity about the club. There was a feel-good factor around the place. And then we go and get beat off Chelsea. Then there's the Rotherham result, the derby that felt like a defeat. And, you know, that woeful performance at the weekend. And then the release of season ticket prices.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up.
Have you seen them, Bernie?
Right, I'm going to. Yeah, thanks for leading me in. Right, I've just written it down because I've just heard about it when I come in. Right, so early bird season tickets out today until the 15th of March. And if you were an early bird last season, you paid £480. It's now jumped up £30 to £510, and that was for, say, somebody sitting in the north stand. The fan usually gets 2 months gap for early bird. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. And we've got a month.
And this time you've got a month. Now, yeah, you have your saying then, I'll read these texts on the back. Yeah, go on. So what's your thoughts? Being a Boro fan, go on.
Oh, I just think, I don't know, it stinks for me. You know, we work our backsides off to earn money to go and see these players. And I know Stevie Gibbo, he puts loads of money into the club and we love him for it. right? But them putting the prices up again to see football like that when, have they got the ambition? Where's their ambition putting our money up? And why? Why is we only got a month for it? I don't get it, Bernie. It's like, how many PR disasters can one club do, right? And at the moment, I think they're losing the way.
The flip side of that, I would say, obviously, it's business for Middlesbrough Football Club, the guys at the top. And the thing is, you don't have a gun at your head saying, hey, you better pay that. You've got a decision to make. But I think everybody's up in arms because they've not got 2 months. It's just past Christmas. We're just into February. And now you've only got a month. Your next wage, you need to either spend it in early bird or you have to suffer and pay extra money. That's the problem, isn't it? With the season ticket holders.
Well, that's it. Yeah, the thing is, Bernie, we're Boro fans, so we'll play it. And that's what the club rely on. They know we'll play it. And I'm investing my money, money that I could be spending on my kids or my family to go and see the club. I'm putting my ambition out there for the club. I just wish we'd get a little bit more from them, particularly in this transfer window, when we've known we wanted a striker for ages. And what do we get? We give away our players.
Well, I was dumbfounded when I know Crooks isn't an out-and-out centre forward, but he does chip in with a few goals. He blows a gasket after 70 minutes. But to let him go with 18 months left in his contract when we've just watched Rodgers and Kavanagh going out the door, I think it's ludicrous, especially when you're not replacing them. And by the way, in the free market, we're meant to be dipping into the free market. Carrick says a few weeks ago, his quote was, we'll see how Latte-Laugh and Coburn's injuries are, and then we might have to get a forward in. It never happened. Latte-Laugh's no back. Coburn's injured. No forward in.
Yeah.
I predicted this. I knew this would happen. I said this weeks ago. I could see what was going to happen, and it has happened. So, yeah, it's disappointing. And I know I share your frustration. Maybe the guys at the top of the football clubs who have got a few quid have lost reality and out of touch with the working class man. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Maybe, and I know, I like you, Bernie. I talk to a lot of Boro fans. I work with a lot of Boro fans. We want the best for our club. We want to see us do well. We want to see us up there fighting for it. And I just feel as though, I don't know, maybe some of those people up at the top. I'm not talking about Gibbo. But maybe some of those other people at the club, they don't love this club as much as we do.
Oh, no, listen, you can still do a job no matter who you support. But, yeah, I mean, Middlesbrough was littered with people from Middlesbrough in the offices, up in the heaven. Everybody was from Middlesbrough. Now that's all gone. There's people all over what for Middlesbrough Football Club. I'll have some people say things and I go, oh, you were that much you lover of this club, you headed off to another club. Whether it's staff, whether it's players, they're that much in love with the club, they headed off. I headed off eventually because I was booted at the door. I would have still been at Middlesbrough. I'd have probably still been playing now. Yeah. No, I'm only joking. But anything else?
We could do with you now, Bernie. We could do with you.
I know. Anything else, mate? No? Is that it? Okay.
Good to hear you on the radio, mate.
Cheers. Thank you very much. So we're on DAB online and on smart speakers. It's 0330 043 2002. Teesside and Proud. Hey, that's a nice wee catch there. I've got one there. Where is it? Where are we here? Early Birds season ticket releases today. You couldn't write it. And that leads me on to these because I picked these up for down the stair. Up the bottom says, one payday for people to find the money before early bird is criminal. So out of touch with the fans. Next time you do a night with them, wait until all the important stuff like this is announced so people can ask what the F they're playing it. Horrible club at times. Graham Bandera, I know Bandy, he's my little artist friend. Disgusting, just one word. And Bandy's one of them that usually gets involved in saying negative things. AB says disgusting. Boris out of touch with the town. Prices a lot of people out of football. Well done, guys. A bit of sarcasm there. And Jay Shaw says absolutely disgusting prices. If the club showed a bit of ambition, then just maybe they could be justified. But as it is, it's an insult. And Chris Maltby, the last one, says, I haven't been a season ticket holder for nearly 30 years, and this increase an extremely early renewal date is shocking. The football club is well out of touch with the local area. I kind of decide, look, I always sympathise with the working man. I'm from a working class background, council estate in Glasgow. I'm still that guy. Your pockets change, but you shouldn't change it as a person. But I do think players, chief execs, channel owners, whatever, out of touch with the guys on the ground, the guys that work 40, 50 hour shifts to buy a season ticket. That's a lot of money. Don't forget, some of these guys are trying to get kids as well. What do we know? Yeah, we're going to, come on, get involved. I know it's a debut. I know some people don't even know I'm on or whatever. It's 0330 043 2002. I'm going to hit the break and then we'll be back and hopefully more chat and discussions about the mighty Boro.
382 games, 147 goals. It's Slaven Live.
With the Dovecot. Spend your evening in the best bar in Teesside.
This is the bird.
Well, we're back. Hey, I'm trying to get used to this radio stuff again. If you want to get involved, you can listen on DAB, online and smart speakers. I've got the number written down here. It's 0330 043 2002. Message me on Facebook or YouTube. Teesside and Proud. This is the first night. We're just bedding in and then hopefully we crank it up. Preston on... before I talk about Preston, I came in, right? And I looked at these shirts behind me. I can see them on the screen here. Maguire. Harry Maguire. He never played for Boro. Who put this rubbish up? And later, what's the big names? Who's Maguire? Did Maguire play for Middlesbrough? And later. Anyway. Hi, this is for Ian James Barron. Hi, the red results for Boro and Darlow last weekend. Looks like Darlow are going down, unfortunately. Typical Darlow, not good. David, we mentioned. Sounds great. Nice to see Bernie Joseph Slaven. I like when they put the Joseph in there. That's Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. I know you, kidder, for the Facebook Live now. On the show, it was shocking result of the weekend. Stuart Gurley, evening, Bernie. Love the intro music. You're back. Get up there. Effing Boro, yeah, just well it says effing. Can you believe just had an email for the early bird season ticket after the... Yeah, there was a bad word there. On Saturday, pardon my French. Yeah, we can imagine what you're saying, Kevin. All right, Bernie, great to have you on board for Jack Clements. Shirley Cooper. Was she married to Tommy? Great to hear you back on the air, Bernie. Yeah, it's great to be back. I'm not betting man. Bernie Joseph Slaven, like yourself, that's for Leslie Coates. But I tell you what, you're unbelievable with the bets. You've got a problem there, Leslie. You better go and see about your problem. Don't bet, don't gamble, be like me. Don't drink, be like me. Do you think Carrick is still 100% invested in the project? Stuart Gurley, but obviously only Carrick can give an answer to that. I think Carrick's the right man. I'm still behind Carrick. Is he getting the backing 100%? Well, obviously, with who's going and who's coming in, no. We have to say no. Will he say it publicly? No. Because that's in your contract. You don't say anything. It's like these managers get sacked and coaches up and down the country, or players, and then when they go, they don't say anything for a year or 2 years because they're getting paid up. Silence money, it's called. Happened to me in radio once. But I opened my mouth the next day. Malcolm McDonald and Mickey Hospital didn't. Don't think happy, but will not do anything like Chris Wilder did by blasting the club in public. But there must come a time when you lose your rag, even if you've got a demeanour like Carrick's super cool. I mean, when I remember interviewing the Chubarak Bomb last season, and I says, who's Carrick like? And he mentioned Wenger. I don't mean in his coaching style, but in his demeanour and how he approached the game and his half-time team talks. He was cool and composed and measured. But I think eventually you lose that. I couldn't go to bed at night knowing people are getting dumplings in and guys that can't play, balloons, and letting good players go. Ian James Barron says, R.I.P. Ali Brownlee, heartbreaking, never forgotten. The Ali was one of the funniest guys ever. John Match says, opinions on Latilaf Bernie. I think he will come good given game time. Also opinions on Coburn. Cheers, mate, up the Boro. John, opinions on Latilaf. I think I gave them earlier. The opinions on Latilaf, I think he's super quick. He's direct. He works his socks off. He's 110%er. But he's got 5 goals. And that's not enough. He's injured at the minute, but he's got 5 goals. Not enough. Not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. So, for me, and young Coburn did great. I think we only beat 1 in 12 games early doors when Coburn played. I'm not saying it was because of Coburn, maybe it was coincidental, but Coburn gave his... Don't forget, Coburn's 20 up against 2 hairy backside centre halves getting kicked and prodded and cajoled with 2 guys every week because we only play one up front. That's a difficult role. But you're talking about strikers, you look at Saturday's team. No strikers on the field. We play Greenwood up front, he's not a striker, and no strikers on the bench. And people are surprised we get beat and didn't score enough and couldn't score enough. Disappointing. We're going to Darren. Hiya, Darren. Good evening.
Hiya, Bernie.
Hello, Darren. Good evening. Hiya.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, I'm. I don't know. I'm feeling sort of quite realistic, really, about how things are at the moment with Boro.
Go on.
You know, we had a good cup run. You know, we did really well in the cup. I thought we did well there. You know, obviously disappointing end going down to Chelsea and ending the way we did. But, you know, let's not forget, you know, I know we didn't beat many good teams, but we beat Chelsea at home. What a night that was.
Great night.
And you know, and it is what it is. You know, I hate when Carrick uses that phrase, but...
but you're repeating it.
It is what it is. I know, yeah. But what I wanted to say, Bernie, was, like, today in the press about Carrick going, a lot of rumours about Carrick, David Moyes getting sacked and Carrick being in line to West Ham or them going and replacing Hodgson at Crystal Palace. It is only a matter of time before we lose him, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, this thing about we brought 12 players in the summer for the future, you know, to polish them up, rough diamonds, polish them up, get millions of pounds. We've already got 6 months in with Rodgers. But Carrick's not got time. Carrick needs it now. No doubt he's got ambitions to get into the Premier League. No doubt there'll be clubs sniffing about. And Carrick's like a player. If the money comes in, he'll be gone. We'll sell him. We'll get his contract ripped up, get the money in from see you later and replace him. It's business. So Carrick, 2 years' time, Carrick won't be here. No matter if he's good, bad, or indifferent. He won't be here in 2 years' time. Half the players we brought in last summer won't be here. There's no loyalty in the modern game. Yeah. Players come and go. These modern players that kiss the badge, what a load of old junk that is. Kiss the badge today and head off tomorrow. You know?
I mean, can we sustain this as a club, though? Like getting a manager every 2 years? You know, it's not sustainable, is it? The club's never going to move forward because it's always going to be someone coming in, wanting to make their mark, bringing their signing.
Yes, and we change the dynamics.
Not bringing the kids through, you know, and all right, you know, we've seen Acne and we've seen Coburn come through, but that's because Carrick's had the foresight to bring those youngsters through. I don't know, I worry about that. I worry about, you know, just that constant, every couple of years, changing the manager, changing the regime. It worries me.
When you talk about youngsters, well, for me, the academy cannot be functioning properly. Don't forget that academy's brought through a host of players. There was Baker years ago, Adam Johnson, dare I say it, Stewie Downing. You know, we made a lot of money out of those guys coming through. We've never unearthed a centre forward. Never. People say Danny Graham. Danny Graham was a fly-by-night. He was neither here nor there. Andy Campbell. Andy, obviously, when Andy came through the ranks and he works here, and I'm a fan of Andy's, but some of the top players were like Hasselbank and all that. Andy had no chance. He'd paid millions for these guys. So, really, we've not unearthed... There's only 10 guys scored 100 goals or more in Middlesbrough's history. 10. 9 of them for the North East. There's about 7 for Middlesbrough. This area. And we can't unearth one with the academy. But the academy tells me it's not working. Hackney, he's the last one. We know Dale Fry came through. But you look at the summer signings. 18, 19, 20, 21 for Europe and the world, America. That tells me it's not working. And letting Kavanagh go, I couldn't judge Kavanagh. Who's judged Kavanagh to say he's good or bad? We've not seen him. Yeah. We'll just let him go.
I was really shocked by that, especially as he'd had him on the bench a couple of times. He clearly didn't fancy him, did he?
Again, is it Carrick that doesn't fancy him or somebody else?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody points the finger at Carrick. Saturday's game, after 25 minutes, there was a section of the crowd booing. That's the first boos I've heard since Carrick arrived, because Carrick's been brilliant for the football club. And why are we booing? Yeah. Well, obviously we were 2-0 down. We lost 2 goals in a minute. I think it was 17th minute. Could have been 4 down. But the boos tell me that they weren't happy with the window and who's went out the door and who's or nobody's come in. You know, you kid the fan for a certain amount of time. You can't kid them all the time.
No.
You know
I still don't know. I still don't know, Bernie, and why he's not picking Riley McGree. I just don't get it.
Well, at the start,
he's
go on.
He's clearly one of the most talented players that we've got at the club, and he plays for Australia up front. He's a striker for Australia.
But I keep hearing Foz is the best striker at the club. Listen, Foz scored a wonder goal last week. It was a great goal. The flick up the volley, great goal. Flicked up with his left, hit it with his right, great goal. I hear people come up to me and saying, why is he not up the middle? He's the best finisher at the club. And in return says, well, where's the backing? Where's his CV? Where's the proof that he's this? Do you go to training and watch him? I don't pay to go and train. I pay him. People pay to watch him on a Saturday. So, you know, if he's that good, how has Carrick played him on the right since he arrived?
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know, if he's that good, get him up the middle. There's nobody keeping him out at the minute. No, unless Jones comes back and then he shoves him up front. I don't know. But it's a big problem. It's an obvious problem we've got, and we're just filling holes. It's square pegs, round holes, and
it feels like that because he's playing Azaz out of position, isn't he?
Yeah,
Azaz is normally down the middle.
Well, he's meant to be down the middle as well, but they're all meant to be down the middle. I want tradesmen. I don't want apprentices. You know, I want guys who come in and do the business. If you're a striker, you come in and bang in the goals. You don't end up outside left and central midfield and left wing back and. You know, if you're a tradesman, get up there. Too many apprentices. Jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, listen, thank you very much. We're going to go to another caller, I think. Is it Big Enzo? Enzo!
Hi, Ben. Are you all right?
I'm attracted to the name Enzo. I wish my name was Enzo instead of Bernie. Just old plain Bernie, you know. Enzo. How you doing, Enzo?
I'm okay. It's an Italian name.
I like that. I like the old name Enzo. Come on then, Enzo. What's your point? Question.
I think he should have won on Saturday. He was disappointed with his own on Saturday. I was disappointed. Should have won. At home.
Well, we should have beat Rotherham. We should have beat Sunderland. We've had a bit of a bad time the last 3 games at home. It's been disappointing. We've been huffing and puffing, not getting a lot of shots off in target, which is no surprise when you have no strikers. But yeah, Saturday was majorly disappointing, especially the first half. As I say, I put that down as the worst half I've seen since Carrick arrived. Second half we picked up, we were better, but no good enough in the last third.
What disappointing, Bernie? It's very disappointing.
Yeah, it was. So where do you see us going from now on in? Do you think we're going to just bob along? Do you think we're going to be mid-table? Do you still think there's an outside chance of the playoffs? What do you think?
No chance of playoffs. No chance. No playoffs, no.
You've written it off. Yeah.
I don't want to go in the playoffs. No chance.
Right. Who's your top Boro player? Who's your favourite player? Have you got a player? Here's a question. Have you got a player of the season this season?
Not lately, no. He was like Akbom. It was good player, Akbom.
Oh, Akbom was good, but don't forget, a couple of years of mediocrity and couldn't hit this building. Then all of a sudden he came to life when Carrick came in and got Giles on the left, and you had Ramsey up front with Archer, and everything came alive. It was geared for him to come for deep and go and ghost into the box. And he ended up brilliant and went to Ajax, obviously. Go on.
I was fit at Bernie's name. I was fit on Saturday. I'm 50 now, Bernie. He's 50 on Friday.
50
years old. Yeah.
I hit that next year.
He's 50 next year. I'm
50, but you having a party or what? Are we invited? Where are you having it? The Bongo? We'll all come down.
Yeah, you're invited, yeah.
Oh, if it's in the Bongo, I'll be there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a feeling he'll go to Palace. Michael Carrick, he might go to Palace, I've been told.
Yeah, the rumours are rife. Obviously, Hodgson's struggling at Palace, and we know David Moyes after last night slaughtering, and was it 6?
That was funny, that.
I mean, I listen sometimes. Well, I do. I listen to national radio late on in the morning because I do a bit of painting late in the morning. I listen to fans coming in because without the fans, there's no game. And I listen to the fans, and I keep hearing them saying certain things about Hodgson or, the style of football, he's too old, the style of football. David Moyes gets hammered for the style of football, the brand of football. I don't watch West Ham every week, but listen to the fans who are ardent fans, like the Boro fans. They turn up in their droves, get behind the side, but they're used to football. West Ham play football. And similarly under Moyes, they just shut up shop, try and nick a goal, and, you know. And last year they won some tin pot, I can't even remember the name of it, and everybody was razzed.
They won some cup last year.
They did. Cup. Yeah, I don't know the cup. But we won the Carling Cup. You remember that? 2004. Carling Cup. Go on.
I watched it at home, yeah.
Brilliant, wasn't it? I seen grown men crying that day. I really do. Dave Roberts was one of them. Ali Brownlee, I'm sure he had the tear. I seen other guys of a certain age crying, and just like amazing. First trophy ever. And then we get UEFA Cup final. We were getting room made in the cabinet at the Riverside, and lo and behold, we get done for. But that's for another day. Right, okay, listen, thank very much. Happy 50th. If I don't hear from you, see you. Happy birthdays in mind, and invite me if it's in the bongo. Ian James Barron says, Raz signed the death-ish of Darlington FC. We won the FA Trophy final at Wembley 2011 v Manfield. 6 months later, we were made bankrupt. Typical Darlow, not good. Hey, bankruptcy, we've all sampled that. I sampled it my first season at Middlesbrough. I thought I'd made the big time. I was finally a full-time footballer. I was getting paid 3 times my money for doing the gardens at the Boro. And everything was hunky-dory. And then that end of that season, liquidation, bankruptcy, and no money. Washing our own kit. Running round Stuart's Park, Albert Park, any park, with dogs chasing us. True professional. That was Middlesbrough. That was the environment I came into. Where are we? It's obvious that Carrick doesn't know his best team. Well, Tony Kirkham. Listen, I don't think there's anybody out there, 26, 28,000. Carrick, Woodgate and co. I don't think any of them know the best team. Some weeks I look at a team and I think they're pulling them out of a hat. You know, you get the hat and you put them in like a raffle and you pull them out and whoever comes out plays. But for me, Carrick, when he first came in, his first season, he scrapped a back 3. He went flat back 4, which I agree with. The football was scintillating and was great to watch. Entertaining, that's why people pay money. And it was brilliant. This season, yeah, it's been very, very frustrating. Yeah, so we're going to go to a break, and I want to ask you again, give me a call. It's been good so far. First night. Hey, I worked in radio for years. I know the gig. Come on, you need to get used to it and get into it. Come on. You've not got any more honesty than here. All the rest are in bed with every Tom, Dick and Harry. I'm in bed with nobody. Call me now, 0330 043 2002. Message me here on Facebook, YouTube. Teesside and proud. That's the buzzword, so I'm told.
Loud, proud, and yours. It's Slaven Live.
With the Dovecot. Spend your evening in the best bar in Teesside.
This is the red.
Have your say. Call Bernie now. 0330 043 2002.
This is the red.
How time flies when you're having fun. I've just clocked to watch it and I thought, wow, just flew in. Call me now, 0330 043 2002. Message me here on Facebook or YouTube. I'm on every Monday. And let's have a good old go.
Total podcast.
Podcast? Yeah. Total BS podcast is going to be broadcast here as well as on my Facebook and YouTube. I'll be on at 9 o'clock, I believe. 8 o'clock, sorry, it's on at 8 o'clock, so you can listen in my guest this week. Every week during the last few years, I do a podcast, and Dave, we're going to be doing it here on Red. We're going to be playing them out there and let you hear them. It's got Gary Pallister. Pally was my big teammate, my roommate, my social mate. I don't know why, because we had nothing in common. Yeah, I used to give him a few of my old buds. I said, "Here you go, big boy." This is when we were younger, of course. We're all married now. No, I'm joking. No, Pally, when you listen to Pally, I mean, Pally's he's a totally different animal from me. He's like Carrick, he's cool and composed. But when you talk about his background at Man United, the medals he's won. I mean, he says the other day, I says, "Come on, you can listen to it tonight." I said, "Come on, Pally, what have you won?" He went, "Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, UEFA Cup. I didn't win the European Cup." I says, "You says Premier League many times." Just the 4. Oh, just the 4. I won the autographed blinking trophy. Nobody's ever heard of it. Anyway, we're on to the YouTube. Stefan Jarrett. There's names and numbers all over here. Stephen Jarrett, or Stefan Jarrett. I heard that there's a Premiership club after Michael Carrick. I hope it's not till next season. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Carrick's not safe. If the club get an outrageous amount of money thrown their way, I'm sure they would cash in like they did with Rodgers. No doubt Carrick will get asked that. Well, maybe he's told not to ask it, but he should be asked, is there any truth in it? I don't think he's going to tell you the truth. What's this? Lammy XX07, you sound like some kind of devil. McGree's not a striker, he's a number 10. He is a number 10. Yeah, the previous call, one of the callers did say that. McGree, for me, he has been playing the left when he does play. He cuts in, he can manoeuvre about and take up different positions, but yeah, he's a number 10 for me. I'd like to see him number 10. But when Latty Laugh's fit and Coburn, I'd like to see those two. Latty Laugh behind Coburn. Because Latty Laugh he's got the pace and energy to go up there and help out Coburn, get the flick-ons and feed off him, and then come back into his position, get back in the defensive role. So I think that would work, but for whatever reason, Michael Carrick's not did that. People saying Michael Carrick, the other week there, made 3 subs, and did somebody say they cramp? 10 days off in the middle of winter. Cramp. The only time I get cramp as a footballer was when I went and lay on the sofa after a game. I don't think I ever get cramp during the game. All these scientific things in the modern games, looked after like a king. You're getting cramp. Andy. Hi, Andy. Andy boy, where are you?
That's my fault.
Oh, it's somebody's fault. Don't worry. Andy, you there?
Sorry, Bernie. Got cut off, mate.
Hey,
sorry.
I tell you what, Andy, you've got a nice deep voice there. You sound like Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, you should hear me sing, I tell you. Bernie, I was just wondering, just talking about Carrick earlier, who's the best manager you've ever worked for, and who's the worst that you've ever worked for?
Well, yeah, straight talk. The best is Bruce Rioch at club level. Bruce was, his nickname was Gaddafi. He was a tyrant. He was a dictator to a degree. I loved him. I thought he was great for me. Without Bruce, I don't think I'd have played in all the division, getting that national recognition. Bruce Rioch was the main reason I did well in my career. So Bruce Rioch, without a doubt, and going from third, second to first after liquidation and bankruptcy was an amazing feat. That's better than Sir Alex. When I do talks, I say this. It's better than Sir Alex Ferguson won the Premier League or Mourinho winning the European Cup. Bruce Rioch with local lads in the main, 40-man squad, going third, second, first. He spent a couple of quid thereafter, but you're talking peanuts. Jack Charlton was one of the greatest managers. I played 3 years under Jack with the Republic of Ireland, but Jack's style and brand, and I've seen, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's a DVD, Finding Jack. Jack obviously had problems at the end, but Jack says his boy John kept all these wee quotes that he kept, and it says, be a dictator, but be a nice one. And that's what Jack was, I didn't hear one player, whether they were playing or not playing, or in the stands or left behind, never had a bad word to say about Jack Charlton, because he was a dictator, but a straight one. He would tell you to your face. He wouldn't talk behind your back or tell somebody else to give you the bad news, or he would tell you straight. So I loved him for that. Obviously, when I say worst manager, I'm pal with him now. Lenny Lawrence obviously cut my career short at Middlesbrough. Lenny, I did a podcast with him, no doubt. We'll play it on here in the coming weeks. I did a podcast with Lenny and asked him, do you want to go over the questions? I was surprised he did it, because I hadn't spoken to him since I left Middlesbrough. And asked him the question, why did you get rid of me? Was it because you didn't like me as a player, a person, or was I too, whatever? And he answers it honestly and openly. So I admire him for that. So I've no bad words to say about Lenny. At the time, I was upset. But hey, that's life, innit? You can't stay somewhere forever. Yeah. So what about the Boro then? Who's your favourite manager as a fan?
That's a good question. You've got to say Steve McLaren, haven't you? Even though, what happened at the end.
Hold on. Did you say Gordon Strachan? It was a ginger hair. It was a ginger hair. Oh, Steve McLaren. Yeah, okay.
Well, you've got to look at Steve McLaren, and Brian Robson. Brian Robson, what he did for the club, and again, I know it didn't work out. But without Robson, would we have had the new generation of Boro?
Hey, listen, without the 86 squad, you might have not had a Boro, let alone Brian Robson helping for down the line.
Well, that's a good point as well.
No, I'm not trying to get that in because I was part of that. I'd say that if I wasn't part of it. But the 86 team, everyone could have walked out the door. There was no money. The club had broken every player's contract. And in the main, we all stayed put. There was one or two went. Don Reardon left. Obviously, Peter Beagrie, some say was Satan because he left. But do you know what? In hindsight, Peter Beagrie, I believe, had a wife and a young kid. He had to feed them. If he can't get the money here, he needs to move on. So I don't buy into this calling them names, you know. But yeah, so where is Boro going then? Where are they going for now at the end of the season?
I can't see us finishing any higher than we are.
Right.
And you know, I think I accept that. I think that's just how it is.
Right.
But yeah, I think we're fooling ourselves if we think we're going to get in the playoffs this season with the squad that we've got.
But see,
that's just how I feel at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that's. I always say my key phrase is I'm a realist, not a fantasist. If you rewind my Facebook, YouTubes, and when I'm on here, if you rewind them, I says this 3-4 months ago. Didn't believe for a minute we're going to make the playoffs. I didn't believe it. I could see what was going to happen in January, and it's all happened. That's only my gut. I might have been totally wrong. I'd still say I'm wrong. I'll hold my hands up, but I just had a feeling this was the way it was going to pan out. You know. Listen, thank you very much for trying to squeeze another one or two on. Thank you very much for joining us. Cheers. Thank you. What name's this? Jack. It's no Jack the Hat, is it?
Hello, Benny. You all right?
Hello, Jack. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. I'm enjoying my new environment tonight. It's pretty warm in here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Yeah, so I'm starstruck. I'm glad you're on the red.
Starstruck? Is there something? Oh, later, yeah.
I love the red. I met you in the pub after the match of the Leicester game.
Oh, the Dovecot?
Yeah, in the Dovecot.
Oh, yeah.
I was with my dad. I'm the Leicester.
Ah, right, yeah, I did.
The two lads from Leicester, but Boro fans.
That's right, I did that. I remember you now, yeah. So how's things then?
Yeah,
what's your opinion at the minute then? How things are panning out?
Well, I said, like I've said in the chat, I think we're like probably the 8th best team in the league. So we either had to spend all the money in the world in the transfer market to try and compete, or just settle. I think, and I think that's what we've done.
Do you?
So hopefully we can get a big push next season.
Do you believe there'll be a lot of money spent in the summer?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we've saved up everything, and then we're going to just go for it.
So what kind of money are you thinking? I mean, it's hypothetical. We're only having a bit of fun.
Yeah, you don't know, but there's millions for Tuba. There's millions for Rodgers. They say the Crooks deal's supposed to be like beneficial for all parties. So
right. So
that's going to be some money as well. So
yeah.
Hopefully there should be something in the bank.
Oh, I'm sure there will be money available, but I was walking with a couple of my mates, and one of them says, we'll spend 20 million. I nearly pushed them in the River Tees. 20 million? We won't spend 20 million.
But didn't we spend 19 on, what's Assombalonga, weren't he? About like 19.
15 million Assombalonga. Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, but that wasn't a good investment, I don't think.
Well, it wasn't when he scored 5 goals in his last season and headed off to sell kebabs in Turkey or wherever he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think we need to spend all that on one person, but if we do it wisely. But I'm glad we didn't waste money this transfer market.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, I laugh.
I think Ayling was a cracking loan.
Some people were raving about him on Saturday, and other people were saying, no, he's rash and he's not very good footballer. He's not a Giles. I know he plays different position, opposite side, but he's got a great work ethic. He's 110% of his experience. But if I'm a centre forward, do I want Ayling or a Giles? I want a Giles every day of the week.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. But we haven't got a centre forward. That's the
well,
that's the problem.
If you don't know we need a centre forward, you don't know anything about football, you should change your sport. Maybe watch netball or something. I'm allowed to say that, of course.
Oh yeah, anyway, for sure.
Yeah. So listen,
but you need to get your boots on, I reckon, Bernie.
Do you know what? I used to laugh at that. I've got a pair of Wellington boots I'll wear the next game. I'll go on the bench. I maybe come on the last 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
You do a job.
Listen, thank you very much. Coming to the end of the show, it's flown in. Thanks to everybody that got involved, whether it's through YouTube, emails, texts, messages, phone calls. Thanks to everybody, and you can call me every Monday between 6 and 7 and 0330 043 2002. Message me here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to Red, and good night. All the best. Up the Boro and all that.
Loud, proud, and yours. It's Slaven Live.
With the Dovecot, spend your evening in the best bar in Teesside.
This is the Red.